Thank you. I am just humbled, a small town girl from Jacksonville, Florida, who is so proud to have a courageous conversation with you today, Frisco. Thank you for the opportunity. Let's talk. Have you ever thought about why it's so difficult to talk about race, religion, politics, Colin Kaepernick, or issues that impact our community? Who will actually admit when I walked on the stage, the first thought that entered your mind was, who is this black woman? Where did she come from? Is she Beyonce's cousin? You see, our minds are wired to make automatic judgment on others and behaviors because we want to move through the world without spending too much time trying to process every little thing we see. You see, who is this black woman crossed the minds of the black, white, and blue people in this room. Although the white people think I'm calling them out, the black and the blue people thought the exact same thing. The difference is the white people are afraid to ask the question out loud. Well, so are the black people, so they turned to their neighbor and whispered it. And, well, the blue people, you simply Googled it. So let me help you get acquainted in our conversation about who I am today. You can just call me the black elephant in the room. Say it with me. The black elephant in the room. Do saying those words make you feel uncomfortable? Do you think I'm referring to color? Do you think I'm referring to race? Or that I simply like black elephants? These are the courageous questions that one must ask when we are confused about the what and the why. You see, I'm a creative, and black is one of my favorite colors. So don't get confused by the fact that I called my elephant black. There's no premeditated strategy associated with calling my elephant black. I'm also an African-American woman who's also referred to as black. So don't allow your mind to shift from the focus of the black elephant that is in the room just because I decided to name my elephant something different than the traditional white elephant that's in the room. So I want all of us today to look through the lens of perspective. I am the black elephant representing all of the uncomfortable topics that will gracefully dance around me because we're afraid to address the 13-foot-high, 14,000-pound elephant that will literally suffocate our thoughts and create roadblocks when we're trying to unite communities, advance talented women, and support entrepreneurs who don't come from privilege or pedigree. It is so important for us to understand who the black elephant is and hold hands with it as we walk through Africa and Asia, because what we'll find is their eyesight is poor, but their hearing is so brilliant. The black elephant is not about color. It's not about race. It's not about gender. It is about us, guys. It's about all of us truly unpacking our own fears and having those courageous conversations to make our community and this world a better place. So the next few moments, I want you guys to truly understand who this black elephant is. Like most of you, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an innovator, I'm a risk taker, and I'm a problem solver. Typically, I'm trying to fit my trunk into a glass that doesn't fit, so I find a bigger glass, and I pray that I can still reach the water. You see, as a woman in sports tech and healthcare tech, I grace basketball courts and football fields. I talk to youth athletes. I talk to professional athletes. And typically, I am the black elephant that's in the room. I will never forget being at a 7-on-7 tournament, and one of our elite skills trainers, Clay Mack, was explaining POWERHANDZ technology. And of course, I jumped in, as I should, and I said, guys, I want you to think about this. From a scientific perspective, you've gotten patented technology, POWERHANDZ are on your hands, so when you are training, it's going to make your core more efficient, your kinetic chain more efficient. So when you're a wide receiver or you're a defensive back and you're coming out of your breaks, you're going to be faster and your overall performance is going to be better, which is also going to translate to what? Less injuries. This 16-year-old boy turned to me and said, "What do you know about this? You're a girl." As if he was stuck in an 80-year-old time warp. And Clay quickly came to my defense and said, because she's the CEO of the company. The question is, why was the 16-year-old boy's mind preconditioned to automatically think because I'm a woman and we're talking about football that I should know nothing about this subject? In addition, if he was asked who was the co-founder and innovator of this technology, why would I have been chosen last? So, as I am an entrepreneur and I'm grazing through the green grasses of entrepreneurialism, I'm always trying to stand between statistics and my dreams. But I do want to admit we've made progress. Absolutely we have. There are diversity programs, women's certification programs, check. 21% of businesses are owned by women, and there are 33 CEOs that are women that run Fortune 500 companies. Those statistics are absolutely great. Oh my gosh, and Nike. Nike just appointed their first African American woman to its board. That's great. But our executive team and our boardroom should always mirror our markets. So we have to then talk about the black elephant that's in the room. Why do 40% of women-owned businesses still lack funding? And those 33 CEOs that I talked about of Fortune 500 companies, that only represents 6.6% of businesses. And then when we talk about global boardrooms, only 20% of them have women that sit at the table. So as we get to know the black elephant, I believe that here in Frisco, as a black elephant who has an MBA, a Wharton Marketing Leadership degree, and almost 2 decades of executive Fortune 500 experience, I believe that here in Frisco that we are not afraid to create a bigger table, to add more seats, to allow the black elephant to look at a blueprint that's sitting on the table that was created by the people already looking at the blueprint. It's very important because that's how our economy will rise. Let me help you understand what would happen. Imagine you are a small business and most of your revenue is made by digital e-commerce through Amazon and Facebook. Well, Mark and Jeff, you know, Zuckerberg and Bezos, who we love, they decide to have this dinner, not only to share the awesome crab cakes, but also to talk about the algorithm changes that they're going to make, which would impact small businesses. And it would implement a pay-to-play strategy that only fortunes could afford. Well, if I was invited to that dinner, not only would I grab that last crab cake, I would also have an opportunity to share some statistics with them. I would remind them, this is startling, that there are 30 million small businesses in the world. 30 million. And that there are 20,000 large ones. And 8 out of 10 of those small businesses, that they would fail. So I would tell them that the city of Frisco, we absolutely believe that when we help the small businesses, that we help our overall economy rise. So if we were to change the statistic, instead of 8 out of 10 businesses failing, 5 out of 10 businesses succeed, and we would help them create a blueprint to where they could get to just $1 million in e-commerce business, we would add $15 trillion to our U.S. economy. $15 trillion. That's impactful. So, as one of my mentors so eloquently said before she passed, Sharon Piper Diggs, she said, "Is diversity a problem to solve or a solution to be had?" I'll never forget when I became president of one of the Fortune's sales development groups. I was living in Dallas, I just moved down, and one of my amazing girlfriends, Heather, came to stay with me. We had the most pivotal conversation, standing right in my bathroom mirror, this very long mirror. She was standing at one end curling her beautiful blonde hair. I was standing at the other end curling my brunette hair with golden highlights. She looked at me and said, "Danyel, congratulations on your appointment, girl, for getting president. But what does that mean? Are we going to be hiring and having initiatives where we hire more black people? I mean, I too, as a white woman, I have a tough time in corporate America." At that very moment, I looked in the mirror and I realized, and I loved her even more, that Heather was a black elephant too. So, as we look through the lens of perspective, Frisco, I want you guys to know I'm so very, very encouraged today, because I moved my family, my businesses, as well as our philanthropic efforts, because I have an amazing dream that we are not afraid to represent the unrepresented in this city, that we're trendsetters, that we can show other businesses how to do that. Because I believe that when someone types in Frisco's Wikipedia page, not only will they be astonished to see that we are the home of the hit running show Dallas and the Ewing Ranch, and of course the state-of-the-art amazing Cowboys training facility, and the new PGA facility, but what they will see in fine print will astonish them. They will see that we're a city that moved with intention, that we made sure that the mute were heard, the invisible were seen, and that the elephant had a seat at the table. I absolutely believe that we can create business model blueprints that show women, entrepreneurs, and small businesses how to create sustainable models to help our economy grow. So I ask you to grab a black elephant, have a seat with the black elephant, learn and hear a black elephant's brilliance, because that's how we will come together. These amazing business legends that we have in Frisco, we can set the trend to help others see that I, as a black elephant, can disappear and truly just be seen as Danyel. Thank you.